Hi, my name is Tim with EBCA Martial Arts, and today I'd like to be talking about working out as a martial artist. So one of the things is to be talking about to do this is analogy that I like to use a lot of the time would be if you took a football team and you lined every single player in a line and I said, hey, can you pick out the players giving on their stature of how they look on roughly what positions they're going to be playing versus if they're a lineman, if they're a running back, if they're a receiver, if they're a kicker. Can you pick out, giving on their body structure, what position do they play? Or if you took two teams, a football team and say a basketball team, could you pick out who probably is going to be on each one of those sports? So giving this being said, we're going to apply this towards our martial arts now. What system am I trying to train my body for? Do I in this system do competitions, or in this system do I train myself for if I run into somebody out in the street, or I'm looking to just trying to stay more on tone and ready to be at a moment notice on par to go. So you got to have this type of understanding in the very beginning. But with that being said, we do have kind of a box that we want to try to stay in. So as you know, cardio is one of the big things for martial artists to be, or if you're doing competitions, you don't want to burn out, because you could have, great and everything else, but if you can't breathe, you can't succeed. So what we got to do here is develop our breathing to be able to perform in this way. So a lot of the times is like TABA type workouts, high interval type trainings is where when I spike my heart rate, my lungs at the peak rate, and I try to drop it back down and regain my composure and try to spike it again. I'm trying to control my breath in the sense of if I'm getting into that kind of, unwavy type water situation, that I may have to find myself in each one of these platforms. Another one could be is wearing that mask, making it harder to breathe just in case I start getting smothered, say by a gi or whatever the case is, or just the mouth guards in my mouth and it's getting hard to breathe because I'm overheating myself. The other one, it could be like maybe while I'm running my mile at a good rhythmic pace, maybe I'm going to try to hold my breath for 5 or 10 seconds, regain, relax, and keep running, and then do it again. See how my body's going to respond to this. This is what I do personally. Another way that I like to get my cardio in is I like to do rounds. So I still like to try to get 30 to 40 or 60 or 50 to 60 rounds in a week. I try to do them at 12 rounds at a time. My minutes are usually about 3 minutes long, and I try to stay within 15 to 20 seconds. Sometimes I'll push it to 30, just matters on who I'm going with. And during the sparring, I like to have it at a quick enough pace where we can constantly be going for the full 3 minutes, not engage and pull away, where it's constant battle the whole entire time. This is something that I enjoy. Next is going to be durability, and how do we achieve our durability is going to be through more like power yoga stuff. So what we're going to be looking on is, can we work on our stabilization muscles, and if we can be flexible. A great way to look at this too is giving, say, a drunk driver versus someone who hasn't been drinking. If they got into a car accident, the one who's normally stiff and rigid is the one that gets banged up and beat up the most, and the one who's relaxed and loose is the one that usually comes out majority of the time less scathed. So we're taking this type of knowledge into, all right, I'm having someone actually kicking me, throwing me around, slamming me to the ground, punching me in my face, and being in this combative situation. I need to be able to be durable here. So if I get thrown, I'm not pulling something, or I'm not getting hurt when I hit the ground. I can be flexible. The next part is that sometimes this does get overlooked, is the rubber that meets the road. So you can have this great engine of muscles and durability, but at the end of the day is if my tools, that what's going to make the connection or what's getting connected by something, it doesn't have the strength or the flexibility to endure the punishment that I'm about to give it or receive, this can also get me prone to injuries as well. So strengthening up the forearm, the wrist, hand strength, hips, ankles, knees, the jawline, the neck. I like doing a lot of neck exercises and jawline exercises, and especially when it comes to my hands and my wrist, I will like doing a lot of these things. Flexibility in my hips is very, very big. Just so I know that I have something there that I can also, not just giving whatever I'm wearing at the time, but I know that I can still have, strength and durability and stabilization if I have to use them without anything being on there. Now for like muscle development, like, okay, what do I need to have my muscle for? Am I going to be someone who's going to be like an ox tilling the land that's going to have weight pulling it for long distance of time or pushing through it? No, I'm looking for more explosion and impact type stuff. So I'm looking for more fast twitch muscle type workouts, and workouts that are putting my body underneath stress in like kettlebell movements or band movements that I was going to make it have to respond and build muscle also in a way that's not just yoga, but it's going to be in a position that's going to be developed in what I'm trying to do. So they have stuff for like kicking drills that they have bands that get strapped to a steady object that's not moving, or a door, that you can run a tension band on your ankle and pull your knee and then your foot through to give a kind of a different resistance and use that as a workout. For squats, for an example, one thing I like to do is a heavy technical bob and weave and split the sides between left and right. So what this does now is that I still get the same effect if I'm doing my squats, but I'm developing all those connecting tissues and stuff of when I have to move and rock back and forth with my body, and it gets used to be able to be underneath that stress and carry that weight and shift it back and forth, so when I do spar or get into a clinch or whatever the case is, that my body's it's not strong just doing this up and down, but it's also strong being pushed and pulled and thrown. I have strength in different areas and abilities that I wouldn't have any before. Now, I may not come out at the end of this type of working out as a bodybuilder. I may not have that same type of physique, but my body will definitely be geared for what I'm trying to train it for. And one more time, bodybuilders and powerlifters, these guys are both phenomenally strong, but they also look drastically different from each other. So again, when it comes to your workouts, and it depends on the system that you're in, really develop and think about, what do I need to have my muscles to be done? And one of the main things as a martial artist is discovery and finding out exactly what that is. So researching, finding out exactly good workouts for that fast twitch and explosion type motion and movements, or really develop strength in through, say, bridging the hips up, how I can really develop and control my lungs, and how I can really get a good expandedness where I can really get a lot of oxygen in. Really understanding and researching this stuff for the field or whatever the martial arts that you're trying to go for. So hopefully this might help some people out. Remember, each system is also different between the two. I mean, you can take, a grappling, a throwing, and a striking games, and those can be, a lot of the workouts could mirror each other, be similar, but they are going to be different inside that. And also, when you put something together, each time that you come back to that workout, there should be something in there that makes it a little bit harder. One more rep, one more 5 or 10 more seconds on a hold. There's always should be a measurable growth to something. And if you get stagnant, find something that works that same thing, but in a different way. And hopefully this helps out some of you guys. It's a little long, but again, this is EBCA Martial Arts. Hopefully the concept of understanding of how you want to try to develop your body towards your own system that you're in, maybe this can help you out to do that.